Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Fire. Today we're going to be making something a little bit different, something a bit more experimental, but I'm going to show you that it's still pretty easy anyway if you take your time, be patient with it. So today we're going to be making milk tea ice cream with some brown sugar pearls. Let's get it on. Not in like a dirty way or anything. Or like it's also known as dirty tea, right? Or something like that. So in a dirty way. So today we're going to be starting off with some pouring cream. We're going to use about 250 mils and then 450 mils of milk. Anyway, you want to start up by just heating it up. You want to start by heating up the cream and the milk together, up until it's about boiling point. And look at this, I kind of forgot the gas can, and rookie mistake. This is the first time actually doing it on this little portable stove, and doesn't matter, I forgot. But here we go, let's start it up. And now heat it up. Okay, it took a bit longer than I thought, but it doesn't matter. And what you want to do is just stir it around. Just make sure it's all incorporated together, make sure it's all mixed together and everything. That's what you really want to do for the next almost 5 minutes, just to make sure it doesn't burn. Also, once it reaches like a almost boiling point or a simmering kind of point, you want to put in 4 tea bags. And today I'm using Earl Grey tea, which I love. I would, if I ever have bubble tea, boba tea, or whatever it's called, I would get Earl Grey because it tastes like Fruit Loops. Well, to me, I think it tastes like Fruit Loops. Next stage, you're gonna need 6 egg yolks. Break it up and just whisk it all together. You don't have to whisk it too hard, man. This is like flash mode. What you do is you also add in 60 grams of sugar as well. And you whisk it all up. And then once that's mixed in, you kind of just put that to a side. 10 minutes after you put the tea bags in, you want to just scoop it out. You want to just squeeze out all the tea bags like so, just to get all of the tea into the cream mixture. And you just gotta let the tea steep. Let the flavors intensify. Let it climb. No pun intended, but intended. You want to get the hot cream that has been steeping for a while, and then just get a scoop of it, and then slowly temper the eggs. You want to just pour it in the eggs slowly, 1 spoon at a time, and just whisk at the same time. And you want to do that about 4 to 5 times, or maybe just half the mixture. And then after you get halfway, then you just pour it all in, and then just keep whisking it, because you don't want to cook the eggs. You don't want to come up with like scrambled eggs, because sweet savory eggs would just be gross. Well, actually, I've never tried it, so it might be good. I don't know, but I feel like it'd just be weird anyway. You just want to get impurities out, make it extra creamy, extra smooth. Now you put it back into a saucepan, put it back on the heat, and now you want to just put it on about medium heat until it cooks up, until it just reaches boiling point. Actually, maybe not even boiling point. Like you want to just get it into until it reaches a nice custard. Making this is not hard. It's actually creamy. Okay, that sounds wrong, but in a good way. So it's good. And you shake it up just like this. If it looks like that, then you're all good to go. I think what they say is that if it cuts to the back of the spoon, then you're all good to go. But in this case, if you stir it around like this and it's sticking to the sides, it's probably the same thing, right? Logic. So the next thing you do, you want to sift up some tapioca flour, tapioca starch. I think they're the same thing, but it doesn't really matter. I think I use tapioca starch. Pretty sure the same thing. Next thing, right, you want to just put 70 mils of water into the saucepan, and then you're going to put 40 grams of brown sugar into there as well. And this is how you make pearl dough. I would say pearl dough. I'm using molasses as well, because I'm supposed to use like muscovado sugar or something like that, but I don't have that. I mean, who has that ready on hand? I already had brown sugar, I already had molasses, and that's pretty much what muscovado sugar is, right? So I thought it's the same thing. I mean, it works. And what you want to do is you want to heat it up until it's just about mixed together. You want the mixture to be kind of warm. Next thing you do, just get a tablespoon of the tapioca starch and just mix it in until it looks funky like this. Like it's kind of like sewage water, but it's not at the same time. And yeah, I probably shouldn't say that because that's off-putting. And what you want to do is just mix it up until it is all mixed in. I don't even know what happens there, but then if it dries out, you're gonna have a bad time. And I had to try this, a few times to get it right. But I want to just show you this one because I lost a few footage. I recorded it again just to show you. I needed it. Well, you need to need it. Yeah, need it, and you do it like this, and it turns out like this. That's what you want. Look at these pearls. It's pretty good. I was pretty happy with it, after a few trials. You see that? Beautiful. Let's just watch it in slow-mo. Yeah. You see that steam there again? Let's watch that in slow-mo too. Ooh. Actually, that's not as cool as the fire, but Anyway, you want to wait till the water is like boiling hot, and you gotta keep it rapidly on boil and just chuck in all the pearls there, because you want to keep it cooking. I didn't make actual spheres, proper circles, because I wanted it a bit misshaped, because I just didn't really care. And I feel like if it's mismatched and it's different shapes and sizes, it will just look better. Anyway, next thing you want to do is you want to measure up 130 mils of water, 65 grams of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of molasses. And that's what I thought to do, to make the brown sugar that everybody loves. And that's really all it is. It's pretty damn easy to make this. The hardest part was just making the dough. And after a few trials, it's not too bad. What you do is just pour those pearls in, and it should look like this after it's boiled. Oh yeah, that's pretty dope, huh? I'm pretty happy with that. And after you want to turn it into a nice syrup. You can actually choose the consistency that you want. You can have it thick, you can have it thin. I like it in the middle. I think it's supposed to be kind of in the middle anyway, and that's what it's supposed to look like afterwards. Just kind of like before. If you're gonna judge me about this color, man, that was the only color they had left. And I want to reference Rush Hour too, but
And don't let this robe fool you. This is the only color they had left. Now I said get up.
You just pour the cream mixture that has been sitting aside for about half an hour. Let it cool down. You can put it in the fridge if you want to be faster. And then you want to just keep it there. You want it to churn, you just want it to keep churning for maybe 20 to 25 minutes. Just until it's frozen enough. And then you want to look into it intently and maybe sing it a little song as well. Just because you're bored and you probably want to pass the time in something you can do whatever you want. You can just stare at it, and to me it's so mesmerizing. This thing makes ice cream. It makes a cream mixture into this soft ice cream. And then you want to take this out, just check if it's consistent. I don't know what I was doing, but I tried to drop it off, but it didn't work because it was frozen. But that's how ice cream churners work, or that's what ice cream is. And just to assemble it, of course, you're gonna get a cup, fill it up with the brown sugar and pearls, and then you just put the ice cream all in it. I should have actually put it into the freezer or something, just to harden it up, just to get it a bit more coolness into it. But yeah, see, watching this is such a tease. And now you're gonna just watch me enjoy this ice cream in blurry mode. And look at my first reaction. Oh, look at that cheeky ass smile. Yeah. And this is me in focus again, and that's me saying, oh, it's so good. And I shook my head. Now I'm going for another one. And this is a nice slow-mo pour, which I actually thought was going to be a lot cooler. I did this the next morning because I had some leftover sugar, hence the no pearls. And this is me kind of checking it out, seeing if it looks kind of cool, and my disappointed face. Pretty disappointed. But when I drank it, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream.